Here's a crazy way I studied in nursing school, and it has helped me to stay on top of my game. You would agree with me that the nursing school curriculum is so vast and you have less time to cover so much in a semester. I've been through that before, so in this video I'm going to be giving you 5 tips you're going to use to study smarter in nursing school, and you'll thank me later. The first tip here is the teach back method. Psychology has proven that if you teach others, you have a high tendency of retaining that information. Think about your lecturers in school. They have been teaching for a very long time, and most of them come into the class and begin to break down complex concepts. That's not magic. They're using the teach back method. The more you teach, the more you understand that concept better. Now, this is how you're going to practice it with your friends. After studying for a while, you find an audience. It could be your friends, or even if you can't get a real audience, you can get an imaginary audience and begin to explain those concepts to them. I had a friend in nursing school. After studying, she goes to the garden and begins to talk to the plants. Although people see this character as weird, but then she studies and she makes her A's in school and she understands the concept. So there's no point bothering about who is looking at you or who is not looking at you. What matters there is that you're studying and you're getting what you want. Another golden tip I have here is the Pomodoro technique. You see, many people have been sleeping on this technique, but it works wonders. And here's how it goes. You break down your studies into smaller bits. You break down your study time into smaller bits. And here's how to use this technique. Each time you want to study, you set your timer for 25 minutes. And after studying for 25 minutes, you go for a 5-minute break. After that 5-minute break, you come back and study again. And the cycle goes on until you've studied for 4 cycles. After 4 cycles, you give yourself a 30-minute break. And after that, you can come back again. This strategy has been proven, and it has helped so many students with short attention span to study for a very longer period. And the short breaks in between does the magic. Remember that your brain is not a machine, so you need to give it breaks at intervals so that it doesn't break down. So remember the Pomodoro technique. Study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, repeat the cycle 4 times, and then take a 30-minute break, and also come back to study. This strategy is going to help you, especially if you have a short attention span. Golden rule number 3 says connect new knowledge to real life scenarios. Now, why most students see some courses as abstract courses is that they don't have a way of connecting it to real life scenarios. Let me give you an example. You are studying about the management of hypovolemic shock, and your textbook tells you that you should place this patient in Trendelenburg position. Then you go ahead to memorize the management, but then it seems not to stick to your brain. Here is how to do it. You can imagine a scenario where you have a patient with hypovolemic shock, and then you placing that patient in Trendelenburg position. You can even demonstrate with a friend or a colleague. It's going to help you, and that course is not going to seem abstract. Psychology has proven it that connecting new knowledge to real life scenarios help you to understand it better. So next time you study, try to connect the new knowledge to real life scenarios, and you come back to this video and thank me later. Golden rule number 4, use active recall and spaced repetition. The problem most students have is that they keep studying for hours without trying to recall what they have studied. And after studying for this long period of hours, they find out that they experience burnout and they are unable to recall most things that they have studied. So this active recall and spaced repetition is going to help you to transfer that information to your long-term memory. You don't have to sit there and begin to memorize everything. No, it doesn't work like that. Let's say after reading a paragraph, after studying that paragraph, you can try explaining that concept to yourself. Use yourself as an imaginary audience. It's going to help you with recalling the concept you've studied. Again, you can use spaced repetition. Here's how it works. After studying the paragraph, you teach yourself and try repeating that cycle again. Instead of going from the first page of the book to the last without recalling anything. In the other, you try it step by step. You take it bit by bit and then try active recall. It works like magic. And try the active recall method. You will come back and thank me later. This is a proven strategy that has helped me and so many other students to stay afloat in their studies. Here is the golden rule number 5. Mix your learning styles. Yeah, I find that most students tend to stick to only one learning style, and this is the factor that has been bringing them down. That learning style they choose may be effective, but then it may not be applicable in other aspects of studies. So that is why it is advisable to mix your learning styles. You could study from textbooks, you could use flashcards, you may even come to YouTube and search for videos related to what you're studying. You may also want to discuss with your friends. There are so many learning styles you could use. Do not stick to one style because it may not be applicable to every concept you want to study. If you've watched this video to this point, it means that you are benefiting from the video. Do well to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of our uploads. Now let's do a recap of all we have said. The first thing here says that you should use the teach back method. After studying, you can teach your friends or use yourself as an imaginary audience, or just get any audience for yourself. It could be your chairs in your room. Try to teach back what you've studied. The second tip here says you should use the Pomodoro technique. I've stated before, study for 25 minutes, rest for 5 minutes, and continue the cycle. After 4 cycles, you take a 30 minutes break and come back. It's going to help boost your attention span. The fourth tip here says use active recall and spaced repetition. Don't just study. Try to ask yourself, try to quiz yourself on what you've studied. And if you find out that there's any area that you're lagging behind, you can always go back and study it again. And the fifth golden rule we have for today is mix your learning styles. Do not stick to one learning style. I've said it before, because it may not be applicable to every other concept you're trying to study. Because it may not be applicable to every other concept that you want to study. That will be all for now. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss out on any other upload. See you later. Bye.